Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. I'm Daniel Shine, joined by producer Todd Loya.
You know, you kind of jumped the gun, so it sounded like you said B, so that was entertaining. So
That's cool. That's cool. And Pug's Dread.
Namaste. What's up, guys?
Nothing much. I'm actually excited tonight because we're going to be talking what was a childhood favorite. And we'll see.
What was? Is that you tipping your hat?
Not necessarily. We shall see. But we are talking the Lawnmower Man films tonight. And, well, we'll get right into it because it's a lot to discuss with these movies, and we've never talked about them really in any kind of in-depth before. So let's get right into it with the first Lawnmower Man, which was a 1992 film from director Brett Leonard. And this one follows Dr. Lawrence Angelo, played by Pierce Bronson, is a brilliant scientist obsessed with perfecting virtual reality software. When his experiments on animals fail, he finds the ideal substitute, Job. A slow-witted gardener, Dr. Angelo's goal is to benefit his human guinea pig and ultimately mankind itself, but evil lurks in the guise of the shop, a shadowy group that seeks to use the technology to create an invincible war machine. When the experiments change the simple Job into a superhuman being, the stage is set for a Jekyll and Hyde struggle for control of Job's mind and the future of the world. All right, so
first thing, it's Pierce Brosnan, not like Charles Brosnan or Bronson. You called him Pierce Bronson, so I'm just gonna throw
Pierce
that
Bronson.
Maybe I wanted
wanted like Charles Bronson to be in the role. So that's like a
oh no,
this movie entirely different. Dude.
I want him to play Lawnmower Man. Throwback to what was he, the dumb Indian in? I can't remember.
Job would have to. Well, I'm not going to go there. I was going to say.
All right, yeah. Let's talk about what we did get.
Although if we did get a Charles Bronson and Cybo Man fucking movie, I'd be all about it.
Hey, it was good for Chuck Norris. It was good for Clint Eastwood.
Wait, Renee, please figure out a way to get the Charles Bronson lookalike in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Every Which Way But Loose with Charles Bronson. That would be awesome. Just a revenge movie. All right. Let's not fantasy book because this could go down a dark, dark path. All right. So when I was a kid, around this time, everybody was marking out for Terminator 2. And I was
rightfully so.
Yeah,
rightfully so, definitely.
Oh my God, is he about to compare this to Terminator 2?
Well, for me as a child at the time, this one actually hit me even more. I don't know why in particular, but I just always thought that this film sort of captured my imagination, and I'll get into that. But
you know they didn't come out right like really the same time. They're like a year apart.
No, but
okay.
It was
in Dan's kid brain. No time exists.
Out.
In Dan's adult brain, no time exists.
But just a quick backstory on this. This has a complicated history. There was the lawsuit with Stephen King because this really has nothing to do with this short story. It actually, a lot of this came about when in 1978 with Milton Subotsky, who was one of the co-founders of Amicus, of all things, who left that company in 1975 and had planned to adapt the story in an anthology called The Machine that obviously wasn't made. Then this was at one time pitched as a serial killer movie about a serial killer that grounds women up into fertilizer. So
I'm in.
What could have been, Todd?
What still can be.
So what this actually going through all of this different changes ended up essentially being based on a short story from 1959 from a writer called Daniel Keyes, The Flowers of Algernon, and kind of got mashed up with Frankenstein. So that's essentially what we got.
That's probably why I liked it. I always liked the Flowers for Algernon book as a kid when we had to read it. It's like one of the only books I actually read.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to say it's a good story, and that actually became a movie adaptation called Charlie with Cliff Robertson. So
very good movie.
So that's essentially what we got. We got that blended with
future commentary on Charlie. I'm just saying that now.
Definitely.
Can I throw out a dumb fact too? Then
sure, go for it.
People who did the computer effects in this movie went on to be Rockstar. So like they made Resident Evil and fucking Grand Theft Auto. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna circle into the effects here in just a minute, but
well, this is where they got. They did those.
Cool.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, the effects.
Well, they definitely didn't hire them for the second one.
Yeah, but
you know what? Maybe is Rockstar Resident Evil?
No,
it's one of the Resident Evils. Well, either way, they did Grand Theft Auto, so let's just do that. I don't want all these fucking nerds to come at me because it's been a while since I've been gaming.
They became a big deal. So it all led to Paramount. Paramount at the time saw Jeff Fahey, who was coming off of Body Parts. They really viewed him as like he's going to be a big star.
I was a fan from Psycho 3. He fucking kills in that movie.
I am a huge Jeff Fahey fan. How he didn't become a massive star, I don't know. Great actor.
We were told this by Robert Downey Jr. in a movie later down the line. You never go full.
I don't think he went full.
Oh, he went full in some of these scenes, dude. Also, Trey Parker from one of the South Park creators totally stole his look.
Oh my God, you were not wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say he does look a little bit like him.
Well, now if we need a reboot, we know who to cast.
Yeah.
I'd watch their version of this movie.
Well, let's get into the movie itself. Now that you guys have sort of a background of how this all came to be, obviously the Stephen King name was quickly taken off.
Yeah.
So for me as a kid, I don't know
Dan, before that, I want to talk about the Mangled home video or the Mangled release too.
Yeah, go for
which
it.
We didn't talk about it. This thing was released theatrically and ran an hour and 50.
Mm-hmm.
So when we finally got the director's cut on, it hit VHS also, right, Dan? The director's cut?
Yes.
Okay.
It did.
Okay, I thought so because I had the Laserdisc. It was night and day. I don't know if you actually saw this theatrically, Dan.
I did. I was young, but yeah, I saw
it. Did you like the theatrical cut?
Are you talking about initial impressions?
Yeah. Like,
well, as a kid, yes, but again, I was.
It was all right when I saw the theatrical cut, but the director's cut is far superior. It's not a case like Terminator 2 where both cuts are awesome. Sorry, had to throw that out there.
No.
But yeah, and I think the tourniqueted release of the theatrical version really didn't help, but it became a cult classic in my opinion.
I don't think I've ever seen the theatrical cut because I didn't see it in theaters. Okay. From what I understand, there's way less Cybo Man, or there's way less monkey, and that's not cool.
Yeah,
you can kind of see how you could kind of sort of cut it out, but it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. I still don't feel it, but like I said at the time, my imagination was just sparked by this movie. Of course, I'm a horror guy, but I'm also a sci-fi guy, and this one just kind of blew my mind. Now you look at the effects now, and they haven't maybe aged as well, but this was a weird time where, this isn't the first real virtual reality movie, obviously, but that whole concept, that idea, we were, just
it all steals from Tron.
We were getting into
even
sort of the dawn of the modern internet, which I guess 95 is sort of when really things really heavily changed, but a lot was going on in the tech world at the time. And so there's just something. There was a lot of virtual reality based movies at this time, particularly B movies, and this film had mixed reviews. Like some people loved it, some people hated it. I even remember as a kid, just kind of doing the first things I ever did on the internet and looking at reviews and being kind of mad because that's what
I'd like to see Dan in his little hat.
Fanboy kids do.
How dare they disrespect the Lawnmower Man?
Exactly, but it was mixed. Like I said, there was probably more positive than negative, but this movie did make money. It actually did quite well for a relatively modest film. Pierce Brosnan wasn't Bond yet, so he was just coming off Remington Steele, and like I said, Jeff Fahey was a rising star. Sadly,
Remington Steele was still a pretty big deal, though.
It was, yeah, it was.
So we're just gonna gloss over. He's Sally Field's boyfriend in Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay.
Not yet. He wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense.
I've never seen it.
That is insane to me, sir.
Tell me when the R cut comes out.
Remember, too, back then, TV star was TV star, movie star was movie star. So
he was like one of the first ones to kind of like start to break through, and then when he hit Bond, but I mean, everyone wanted him for Bond anyway. I mean, because of
he was in the mix before Dalton, actually, but I think he couldn't do it because of Remington Steele.
That is correct.
But getting to the movie, before I geek out too much, Pugs, what do you think about Lawnmower Man? What's your history with it? I assume you saw it back in the day.
I'm not sure what year I saw this movie actually, because I didn't see it in theaters. I remember the trailers growing up. When that movie looks weird, I want to see that. I just never got around to it. I think I saw it in maybe early high school, and I thought it was cool. It didn't blow my mind like you. Maybe I saw it a little too late.
Mm-hmm. Did your PlayStation games already look like that?
Pretty much. Look like Tekken. I'm like, I've seen this before. No, but I really got excited with the opening scene and the monkey. I'm like, I thought the movie was gonna have the monkey a lot more. I'm like, oh my god, I've missed out this entire time.
Robo Monkey.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a fucking moron. And then what happens to him? I'm like, oh, that sucks. But the rest of the movie's great. I fucking dig it. Their chemistry is awesome. I do think he goes a little full hard R at times. That's probably why he didn't get cast in bigger roles. But
he did not. He's not the Lawnmower Dan for no reason.
Well,
Lawnmower Dan.
I'll tell you, Bugs. From what I heard about Jeff Fahey, I think he did do big. I mean, he was in Machete, Grindhouse, so he did Grindhouse. He popped
He's
up.
He's done fine for himself with amongst the initiatives.
He was in Lost too,
I'd say he had a better career than Robert Patrick. We'll just say that.
Oh well,
since we're doing Terminator 2 comparisons,
I don't think Robert Patrick had some good TV stuff, but he didn't chase. He didn't chase a lot of bigger roles because
Dan's had a bigger career than
he does. He does charity work in Afghanistan. He's like he helps run like some sort of like aid thing there. So I think and he even said like sometimes B movies, you work on them a little, not as long, you get your check, you go back there. So I think he's got a whole other life.
I do think Ben Stiller owes him some money for ripping off Simple Jack, because like that's total inspiration.
Yeah, you can see it there. I would not be shocked if that was the main motivation.
It has to be. I guarantee you. Well, yeah, totally. But yeah, the movie's fucking fun. And I'm shocked it got a sequel because that ending's I guess with the phone ringing and everything. But yeah, but I'm like, this is a definitive ending. This is cool. I like it. I don't love it like you do, but it's cool.
It didn't need it.
They could have done the sequel like Shocker. I would have liked that better. This movie's still kind of a mess, even its current form, but it's so entertaining. And I'll say, unlike Dan, this is a childhood favorite, not was, because I'm not retroactively changing my childhood. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The CG's dated, and now I chuckled at some of this dated technology. So,
but it looked cool back then, didn't it?
Oh no, I'm not saying. Yeah, and here's the thing, and we'll get into this more in the second one. I'm trying not to say too much about that yet, But there's a difference between the CGI and this and that, and we'll get into that more. Whereas I think this has a charming dated quality, and then we'll talk about Spy Kids.
I would agree.
0.05.
Definitely dated. A year later, Arcade, the Albert Pune film, is a good comparison where, now you can look at these effects and they're not so special, but still, the sense of wonder is still there.
Yeah, and with Arcade, it's the we'll talk about that in the future show. We should have rolled that one in here because I
don't think I've seen Arcade. I don't know that movie.
Well,
you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it has a similar feel. There's actually 2 versions of it, which I'd like. That's kind of why I want to. Yeah,
Seth Green, Seth Green. Yeah.
We've been talking about a future Full Moon show. We got Shrunken Heads coming out. Maybe we'll hit that. I know we'll talk about that. Sorry, thinking on the fly.
Oh no, that's okay. But what really makes Lawnmower Man is not the effects necessarily. For me, it was the performances. Jeff Fahey was great. Pierce Brosnan's great, and you feel for the character, and what he goes through. It's kind of a simple story with what at the time was a cutting edge and popular concept. There was a lot of these. Jeff Fahey did a couple others. He was in like Virtual Seduction, a cable movie, and a couple Johnny 2.0. So even Jeff Fahey kind of did a couple other B movies in this sort of realm. But that's what really makes it. I think Jeff Fahey's a awesome actor who never hit it big, but certainly did a lot of really cool movies.
Yeah, he headlined this one. He's top billing over Bond.
He absolutely did. And
whoa. There's a Lawnmower Man Genesis game. Someone needs to find that like now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there should be. Wasn't
that kind of big at the time too?
Genesis or the game? I have no idea.
Yeah, Genesis is huge.
Well, I got a Genesis and I got to find that shit. Hopefully it's not like $200. Hopefully it's like one of those nice $4 games no one wants.
I'll roll a couple thoughts once we hit Lawnmower Man 2, but I still think people should check this out today. Grab the Scream Factory disc, and there's some nice extras with some background. And everything. I still have a very soft spot in my heart for this film. I always will. And all right, well let's go ahead and rate it. So we rate 0 to 5 stars. What say you, Pugs?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 with I think this is mandatory watching though, because it definitely gives you an appreciation for technology today and how cool it was back then, because I still think like it looks creepy enough to where it's like a little, it makes me uneasy because like that face is on the weird looking body, fucking rad.
But also that sex scene in cyberspace.
That's what you're liking a lot, Dan. But yeah, I'm all for it.
That was pretty unique at the time.
They capitalized on Demolition Man.
Yeah, they did.
And Coneheads, sensor rings.
Todd? How about you, Todd?
Unmute first.
I did just check. The game can be had for about $10. There's a Super Nintendo, and the Genesis version. I got to figure out which one's the one to go with. But we've been talking about kind of doing a video game week when Mortal Kombat hits. So maybe we'll get some gameplay of that on there. So you got that to look forward to.
So what do you rate it, Todd?
Okay, the movie itself, man, I still really like it. I'm a 4.
Sweet. I can't go any less than a 4.5. I still love this movie, and I think it's worth checking out. Dated, sure, but doesn't change how fun it is. So there we go, Lawnmower Man.
Before we move on, a big middle finger to that bully, because that guy was a fucking dickhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, like I said, the characters really carry it. Even if you watch it now and the effects don't do it for you, there's still a really compelling story here. And there's a Cybo monkey, so
fuck yeah.
There you go. They need to release a comic book. Which is amazing that I don't think they ever did that.
Wasn't it a comic book in the movie?
Cybo
there you go.
man, but he was actual man. I want the monkey.
I wanted
Okay,
as I wanted as a monkey. All right, so 4 years later, in January of 1996, we got our sequel, The Lawnmower Man 2, Job's War, although it was also released as Lawnmower Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace, depending where you were. Kind of a odd one with this. It's had releases as both. From director Farhad Mann. And this one, enter the deadly world of virtual reality, where information is the key to world domination. In this intelligent sci-fi thriller that picks up where the original Lawnmower Man ended, Job has become hostage in a futuristic hell. But when he discovers a computer chip that will give him the key to ultimate revenge, the battle for world control begins. All right. So I should say this one is brand new to Ronin Flicks Blu-ray. Who'd have thunk we would have got this on Blu-ray? But I'm glad we did, despite probably
Speak
what I
for
think
yourself.
we might say. Well, like I said. So, all right. So I'll get right into it. There's a lot of things wrong with this movie. It completely, essentially ignores the first one. There's so much that just makes no sense at all. Where this one kind of went wrong, though, in the process, the director in the editing process was actually kicked out of the editing room. Producers got the idea that they essentially wanted this to target like young preteens and kind of almost wanted to turn this into a sort of superhero type movie. So the tone's completely different, and it has that going against it. You can tell what they were going for, kind of like a Spielberg-esque kids save the world kind of thing. Doesn't work. This wasn't the first attempt at a sequel, because if you actually one of the VHS releases teased of the first film teased the Lawnmower Man Mind Fire, which obviously didn't happen. And here, one big issue too. I love Matt Frewer. I'm a big fan of Max Headroom, which ironically, he played the Max Headroom role, but Farhad Mann was also one of the directors on that.
I was excited he was going to do this because he was Max Headroom.
Yeah, for a short-lived science fiction show, Max Headroom managed to become a cult favorite. He even got that Coca-Cola gimmick, which you can still buy those cups on eBay.
Are you sure that's not flipped?
No, Max Headroom was definitely on Coke.
No. I understand that, but that's what I thought his origins was.
No, I'm 99% sure that was because of the show. But I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on it by any means.
But he's 99% sure.
But
I'm just checking.
He's confident.
I'm pretty confident.
Well, don't worry. Don't wait for me. I'm looking. Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, while Todd facts checks that. But nonetheless, yeah, I actually kind of want to buy those cups now off eBay. So Matt Frewer, I love him as an actor, but very different approach to Jeff Fahey. He's kind of almost channeling. I mean, Jim Carrey was just becoming a thing at this time. Kind of felt like he was doing that, like some of the one-liners, some of the just his style. He was playing it a little more goofy. While you go back to the original, Jeff Fahey was pretty serious. He went from sympathetic to just downright scary. So it's a big jump from what that character was. So again, is it the worst sequel ever made? I wouldn't go that far, but in terms of quality, but it still might be the worst sequel in terms of how the fuck did you get here from there. And we only get one character coming back. Patrick Bergen, I mean, he's not playing the same character as Pierce Brosnan, but he's essentially the replacement. Never thought he was a great actor. Sleeping with the Enemy kind of made him a thing for a short period of time.
I'm with you on that. I never got it. And
I get it with Sleeping with the Enemy. That movie's fucking badass. And but his other
I think he was lucky maybe with that movie, though. It's been a while since I've watched that, so I can't say. But
although he looks weird, clean shaven.
Yeah, I just never saw anything in him. So I mean, this just it just makes up shit as it goes along. Then it's like, I have become the Chip. Like, what the fuck? Why is this even happening? Why didn't you do this before? This is just a jumbled mess of a story. Like, it's really bad. It has some moments, like some decent action scenes, and then the look of the film at times isn't really that bad, but yeah, the story fails this one big time. I'll slam it a little more. But Pugs, what did you think? Was this a first time watch for you, or had you seen the sequel?
Or was this a last time watch for you?
I don't know if it'll be the last time, because there's some certain parts where like it's worth going over just because how weird it is. Because Dan, you're right, but there being like a totally different tone shift from the first one. But yes, this was a first time watch for me. I never even knew it had a sequel. Every time actually, I take that back. I found out it had a sequel a long time ago. It blew my mind then, and I never cared enough to check it out. And then when you guys brought it up, it blew my mind again, and I still didn't care enough to check it out. But thankfully, now we got to talk about it.
You're welcome.
So I checked it out. No, I'm glad I saw it though, because this also feels like early '90s, late '90s Saturday morning like tweeny shows, because like when they had the Superhuman Samurai show, or even like Power Rangers to an extent, or VR Troopers. That's what I wanted to get. So it kind of felt like that, just not as fun. So for me, I was checking my phone a lot. I'm like, this is not holding my attention like the last time. And Matt's killing it, but like that, he's doing something else than what I wanted from Job. But yeah, overall, I'm glad I saw it. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but it's not on my no list. It's just whatever.
At the time too, we talked virtual reality, but cyberpunk was also kind of a big thing, which is hard to kind of define that. It's kind of an aesthetic.
Well,
look,
Max Headroom was a cyberpunk TV movie, so
exactly, and that was sort of also what this was. This is a time when we had movies like Hackers, and again, a lot of Albert Pune as well, kind of known for being a sort of a pioneer of cyberpunk.
This is why Dan is so afraid of the millennium.
Oh, I was. Trust me. When
I know, that's why I'm saying it.
I was legit like trying to talk my parents into buying. I think it was Montana, a bunker. So yeah, I was. I thought like Job was gonna come for me. Not literally, but planes falling out of the sky and shit. It's so weird though. Still that you got here with the sequel. I like that they brought back Austin O'Brien as Peter, the same actor that was in the original. And they could have done so much more. I mean, you can kind of see where they're trying, their relationship. But the story still made no sense. So it was certainly hard to tug at the heartstrings or anything.
I have a question real quick. It's only like what, maybe 5-6 years since the first movie. Did you notice the cars are all futuristic?
Yeah.
Because of course we have Los Angeles, the future.
Yeah. I'm like, that happened in 5 years, dude. We're still struggling with this shit.
Well, and that could have worked. All you'd have to do with the way the first one ended is Job has just completely like destroyed the earth somehow. Changed things into, turn back the clock sort of deal, made it post-apocalyptic. But again, they just jumbled the shit out of the story. They had so much to go off of. And I think they could have gotten away with a lighter tone. They could have done it, but get Jeff Fahey back. I don't know if he was asked. There's not a lot of information about that I can find. I mean, I can't imagine they didn't, but well, he had started making a lot of B movies at this time though too. So, like I said, if you look right after Lawnmower Man, he kind of starts knocking out those cable movies, and maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know, but yeah, this definitely feels like Steven Spielberg syndrome, but they didn't do it like Spielberg. I mean, we have the Peter Pan sort of shit with them flying, the green screen.
Are you purposely not asking me what I thought?
No, I know I'm rambling too long. Todd, how about you? What did you think of Lawnmower Man 2? I'd like to think you loved it.
This movie is a piece of hot fucking garbage. I'm sorry. This is one when I finished it, immediately my first thought was, well, I'm never gonna watch that again. It's not on a ban list, but I don't, unless we're doing like a Lawnmower Man 2 25th anniversary, it's nowhere near in the top of my revisiting list. But
I get that.
You can have fun counting what they kind of rip off though too.
Yeah, but you never put it on just for the movie. I think that's what like the main thing is here.
I remember, I'll tell you this. I remember going to see this with my dad and my brothers, and I remember walking out and just thinking, "Son of a bitch!" I think I like just wanted to like throw my fucking drink. I was a mad little kid,
like a nerd rage, right?
Slightly older kid at that point, but yeah, I was so mad. I was just steaming because it wasn't the movie I had in my head. Which it never kind of is. I guess when you get into that fanboy territory, you get something too specific, you're always going to be let down. But
you end up fucking yourself, yeah.
like Godzilla
98.
Yeah, well, no, I was talking about like 2014, where a lot of people didn't like it.
Oh yeah. That's a good example.
That wasn't an attack.
Definitely wouldn't put that on Lawnmower Man 2 level. But you know what? This is a bad film. I'm not trying to, sugarcoat that, but
I sugarcoated it when I called it a piece of shit.
It still has a charm, though, in a weird sort of way.
I can't even see it. And I find charm in dumb shit. So
yeah, it made me want to rewatch Max Headroom. I'll say
it made me want. Well, we're going to talk about him at the end. Yeah, it did that, but it made me want to watch good movies. It made me want to watch Arcade. It was like I felt like I was watching fucking Spy Kids, one of the fucking prequels, which is pretty bad. That the CG looks almost the same.
I don't think I ever saw a single Spy Kids movie, but I know what they are.
Sure, Dan.
The first two are awesome. I like them.
Third one is hot. I like the fourth one.
That's the one with Stallone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3D one. Isn't that crazy? I just said that.
Yeah.
That tells you how bad it is.
Well, Danny Trejo was in those too, wasn't he?
Yes.
That's kind of like right when he started getting more screen time and bigger.
Which is why I kind of told the kid, okay, I'll watch these things with you.
You're right. Fucking Trejo's here? Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah, man, when he like just goes, "I am the chip," I was like, "Motherfucker, why we have a movie then? Why?" It was just so. Well, anyways, plot holes galore. Let's go ahead and rate this bitch. So 0 to 5 stars. What say you, pugs?
As a one-time watch, I'll be generous. I'll give it a 2, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
I thought I was being generous. I'm giving it a 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go above a 1. Like I said, this is a mess, but it's a good one for bad movie night because you can really pick at this a lot.
See, I don't even feel like this one would. If I could watch this in the group, I don't think it would help me. It would just still annoy me.
I think it's you like the first one so much that's why it's like
if you asked young Dan, this probably would have been, it's a fucking 0. It's the worst movie ever. But
young Dan would have been right, but
maybe our wisdom.
Young Dan's all right.
Yeah, I wish I knew him.
I just threw my hat at the screen. It's like, you killed it, you bastards. The plan. Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes speech. I just pounded my fist to the ground.
Damn, dirty apes.
But I will say this. I don't
Crap,
consider this movie boring for me, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's inept. But
I was
not
checking
boring.
my phone a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
But when
there's
I did look it up,
definitely-
I had a good time, but like probably for the wrong reasons.
I'll put it this way, Mr. Hayden, if you're listening to this show, it's not Phantom Thread bad. So I'll put it that way. It's not boring.
I don't know. I might want to watch Phantom Thread again over this.
Really? Oh, that's just rubbing salt in the wound. There's no fucking way. So
Yeah,
anyway.
I can't even do that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I don't believe this.
I can't. It's close, but yeah, I can't even say that.
All right, so yeah, there you go. I will. Let's get a. Are you okay with the Lawnmower Man reboot? It's one of those movies that wouldn't bother me.
Reboot it, remake it, make it a series. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, actually, TV series is not a half bad idea for this. That's a possibility too. There's a lot to explore there that certainly the sequel didn't. So yeah, there you go, guys. Lawnmower Man 1 and 2. Let us know what you think about these. I like talking about them. So, like I said, these are still staples.
The first one more than the second one, but
Yeah.
yes.
Definitely.
Come shit on the second one too. All right, so the Max Headroom stuff. I did some more research.
Oh, good.
And it's not super simple. Like, okay, Max Headroom originally appeared on the British-made cyberpunk TV movie Max Headroom 20 Minutes into the Future, which was broadcast April 1985, which that I know. But here's this is from the Paley Center for Media, so it's a reputable source. So here's what we have here. It's the Coca-Cola history. This 9-minute promotional film introduces Max Headroom, the ultimate talking head Max, a humanized computer. Well, you know, we know the rest. Dual career as a disc jockey and a commercial spokesman for the new wave of Coca-Cola. He first appeared in America in 1985 in a feature film on Cinemax and later became the host of a music video program on the same pay TV channel. And then he was hold on, teenagers kicked it. So it looks like there was the short, then it was the commercials, but I'm trying to find where the TV series comes in.
That original movie's not on the DVD set. I know that.
The 20-minute one, yeah, or yeah. I think I have that one on tape still. See, it's hard to kind of figure out the exact timeline because we say we're introduced to Max with the 9-minute promotional video.
He pops up in that shit. What was the?
Because I remember the commercials before the series, but because it was a British series, I don't know if we got it later.
What was the Steven Spielberg movie where all the pop culture stuff popped up? I'm spacing on the name.
Ready Player One?
Yeah. Didn't Max Headroom pop up in that?
I
if I recall.
I don't remember him doing that.
You thinking of Back to the Future too?
No, I think it
with
was
our
that.
future maniac.
But yeah, I may revisit those actually. Maybe some point we'll talk Max Headroom. I think it'd be interesting.
It's been a while. I
think we're getting Back to the Future. I was like, awesome.
But since I did it, I went ahead and why don't we revisit a Max Headroom commercial? You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Is this a private party or can any store crash?
So, new Coke is catching on. The taste is better and newer than. Oh, you said the P word.
So, what I want to know is, if you're drinking Coke, who's drinking Pepsi?
If you can't beat it, catch the wave. Coke.
All right, there we go. Yes, I forgot. He was the one who introduced the world to New Coke. I feel like I should have hated him then. If I want to drink Pepsi, I drink fucking Pepsi. Gross. Dark day in history.
Yeah, but still,
as you drink your Coke,
legit pop culture icon.
No, I'm like, yeah, he was huge. Him and Mac tonight could have made a fucking buddy cop series.
Yeah, that would have scared the shit out of me.
Oh, you were one of those that was afraid of Mac tonight.
Yeah, his fucking face scared the shit, like made me uncomfortable. Like I can't really say I'm scared. I'm just like I don't want to be in an elevator with that guy. He's just.
But yeah, like I said, we'll talk arcade in the future. That maybe we'll even do a. Well, we'll figure it out.
These all kind of tie together in a weird
Yeah, I know. And I thought about that last time. I was like, we should have done that with them or the night before, but I didn't want to add it. But it's definitely something good to talk about in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube because that really helps. So if you take the time, we send you some virtual hugs. Also, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. We got a lot of early, new, exclusive, uncensored content on there. So check that out. It all starts at $1 and you help support us. Fleshwoundfeatures.com as always. Yeah, Pug, send us home.
All right, and you can follow us across all the social media bullshits. Please and thank you. So that being said, gentlemen, let's get the hell out of here. Dan?
Guten Tag.
I'll sign.
I'll see you in Disneyland.